Hey everyone, this time on Tim Talks Audio, we take a listen to the Presonus DM-7 drum microphone kit. Not too long ago, Presonus was nice enough to send over not only the DM-7 mic kit for your acoustic drums, but they also let me borrow an 1824C as the interface to capture all of the drum sounds we're about to listen to. I did an unboxing video showing what you get inside the DM-7 pack, then I put them on my kit and put them to the test. I wrote this song using the DM-7 and just what came to my head. So now we're going to take a listen to the raw sounds, what a little bit of EQ and compression will do, and how it sits in with this track. This is a pop punk skater style track that I wrote, and this is what we're going to be listening to and working with today. So let's dive into the DAW and take a listen to the DM-7 microphones. So here we are inside of our session, and it is still a work in progress. There's some edits you can see. There's just a few plugins here and there. I'm still working on a lot of this, but it's definitely a great baseline to listen to how these drum microphones sound. I also want to say that these drums were recorded in this room. I removed the E-kit and put my acoustic drums in. So this is the room I recorded in. I do have some panels in my room to help with treating of my room, but this is kind of what everybody has. They have a spare room in their house. Maybe they have a garage. They might have a full-fledged studio in their house, but this is kind of an everyday, here's what you get kind of example. So here are all of my drums. The kick in, we used the DM-7's kick drum microphone, and kick in 2 is just a duplicate that I might use for triggers at some point in the future. Then in the DM-7 kit, you get 4 clip-on microphones that you can use for your snare, and if you go with a standard drum setup of 3 rack toms, you can put 1 for each. For this occasion, I did a snare top and bottom, and then I did a rack tom and a floor tom. And that's what we're looking at here. So we have snare top and snare bottom, then our rack and floor tom. Our snares are going into this bus just so that I have 1 fader and I can treat them as 1 instrument because it's a snare drum. It is 1 instrument. Then we have our overhead left and rights, and I use the included microphones for that. And these are also going into a stereo bus. Then I did something a little different that doesn't come in the DM-7 pack. I used this AKG 414 in figure of 8 mode, and I had it off access to my kit so that I had a nice mid-side kind of room sound. And I left it on this stand, so the drums were behind me, and this microphone was about here, maybe it was a little higher. Then I did the whole mid-side processing, and I have a video on that if you've never seen or heard of mid-side recording, so there will be a link in the description for that one. But here are my figure of 8 rooms for the drums using the 414. So there's our breakdown of all of our drums. Everything is then going into a drum bus. And you can see I do have some plugins going on not only my drum bus, but also on some individual channels. And they're all in bypass right now. Then we have our bass guitar, which is an electric bass, and then I'm using the tuner. I'm hitting the fat channel before going into amp higher, and then just using one of the presets that I modified slightly to get our bass sound. Then for all of our guitars, I'm using amp higher again. I have a bunch of guitars going on, but like I said, this is a work in progress. Mostly I'm using amp higher. Here we have the Pain Apple for our main rhythm sound, and we also have the dual amp as the other rhythm sound. So we're going Pain Apple and dual amp. I do have a little mix bus processing going on as well, but it's just a little stereo compression and a limiter really to bring the volume up. That's all the limiter is doing. So where are we going to start? Well, we're going to start with the whole track. I'm going to turn off all of my plugins on the drums, but I'm going to leave everything selected so that you can hear this. We're going to listen to the full mix with no plugins on the drums now, but we are going to hear guitar and bass. Then, after a couple measures, I'm going to drop my processing that I'm still working on these drums and show how just a little bit of compression and a little bit of EQ can really separate all of your drums out. Then we'll do that again, listening in isolation for our drums. We'll turn all the plugins off again, and then we'll turn them back on. So here we go. So there you go. That's a real life demonstration of what the DM-7 drum mic kit can do inside your home studio, whether it be a small room like this or out on the road. You can take these mics to be your live mic kit when you're back out on the road. And now that shows are starting to come back, we actually can do that again. So what did you think? You were able to hear the drums in isolation. Now, I'm not going to go into each and every individual microphone and how it sounds, because you should treat your drums as one instrument. All of these microphones need to work together to capture the picture of your drums. So that's why we're not going into the individual elements. But what did you think? What did you think once the plugins came on and a little bit of EQ and compression made space for everything and kind of cleaned everything up? Or did it? Let me know in the comments below, and let me know what you think of how the DM-7 captured my acoustic kit. That's all for now. If you found anything informative, please like and share the video. For more, visit timflansbaum.com, and if you have a question, ask it in the comments and I'll answer it in a future video. Thanks for watching.